Welcome back to episode 946 of Making My First Game in Unreal Engine. So, last episode we made this cool little rotating component, this little spinny platform that we have to clamber over to get to the next part of our level. Let's just this episode show you how we can, once we've made one, make our lives easy and make several more. So, down here, this is what we made last time, rotating beam. If I duplicate this, so click down here and do Control D, it makes me a second one. And let's make this, rather than a rotating beam, a spinning platform. Not allowed spaces, delete the space. Let's go back into this blueprint now and let us scale this down. So go back to the viewport, zoom out a little bit. We're going to use our scale tool to flatten it down like a pancake. And let's make it a bit wider, so it's a flat surface. Press compile, press save. And now we've got another thing we can add into our scene to make this just a bit more challenging. So let's swap out this middle platform here with this new white kind of rotating platform. And let's rotate this in the actual engine. Just fly up here so I can see it top down. Let's rotate this by, I don't know, about 45 degrees. And then let's make the gap so that we need to wait for the platform to rotate to here before we hop onto it. Let's move this one over a bit more as well. And let's have a look at this. Wait for my computer to catch up. There we go. So there's my first jump that I need to make it onto and not fall out of the world. There we go. And then here's my next one. And I've got to hop onto here without falling out of the world again. So wait for it to come around, land on it, and again I can move over like that. Lovely. Now when we first made this platform, we slowed it down, okay? We slowed this first balancing beam down because it was a bit too tricky to hop onto when it was spinning at 180 degrees per second. But this one's much bigger. It's a much bigger target. So we can go back into this blueprint for spinning platform and we can speed this one back up now in the rotating movement component. Let's switch this back up to, I don't know, 145. I don't know why I picked that number. Sounds like a nice round number. And now I can see that platform spinning faster and this one's spinning a bit more casually and slowly. I'm not able to make it over there now. This is where you watch me fail epically at my game. There we go. Lovely. Let's go that way around. Lovely. And this one's spinning a bit quicker. So I've got to have a bit more judgment now in terms of when I hop onto this platform and then off it again. Let's just pick a corner, shall we? Let's try and hop off in the right direction. There we go, just about. So you can see how we are building this up to be a little bit more challenging. Let's do one more obstacle. Let us take now this blueprint. Let's do a new blueprint from scratch, actually. Let's go into here, right-click, blueprint class, and let's call this an actor, or make it an actor. Let's call this a pole, or rotating pole, spinning pole. Rotating pole. Let's stick to our naming structure. Open this up. And this time we're going to pop in a cylinder instead. So we'll look through here for cylinder. There it is. And we're going to flip this over onto its side. Oh, don't do that. We're going to use the rotate tool. Roll it over 90 degrees. And let's make it a bit longer. Oh, not like that. Let's fly over here and do it. Make it a bit longer. Press compile and save. And let's pop that into our world. There it is, lovely. Let me fly over to where I want it instead. Let's pop ourselves, that's the end point over there, isn't it? Let's pop ourselves here. Let's pop this into our world. Let's slide this over. Let's spin this round. And let's set ourselves up our next obstacle, which is going to be a kind of rotating pole that we've got to kind of not try to fall off of. So what we can do as well, if I want to resize this, I haven't got to go back into the blueprint to do it. I can just tap R on here and just stretch this out if I wanted to. Not like that, apparently. What's it doing? It's because I put this on the wrong axis in the blueprint editor. Let's go back into here. Let's go into here. Let's spin this round this way, I believe. And now when I scale it in here, it'll be one of them. It's not that one. It's not that one. That's the one. Let's just do it on that one. It's a bit skew if it's a bit back to front, but we'll go with it. So I can make that longer or shorter just by grabbing the scale handle of choice. So let's make that a bit longer, pop it over here, and now my next obstacle is to kind of walk over this to this one. If I clone this, so I've got a landing platform for it. And if I just kind of simulate this, at the moment it's not too challenging because it's not doing anything. If I just make it over there to find out. No. Let's make it over there to find out. No. Tell you what, I'm going to cheat. I'm just going to move my spawn point because I've embarrassed myself enough in this video with my awful gameplay skills. Let's move our spawn point over here. There we go. Lovely. The objective is to get on this, walk along it, and over to this one. And that's pretty easy at the moment, but it won't be if we go into here and add a rotating component onto this cylinder. Where are we? Rotating component. Let's just search for ROTA. Rotating movement. Call it what it is. And then we are going to just check which axis is rotating by default because I've kind of shifted this around and made it a bit skew with. Press play. So at the moment it's doing that. I don't want it to do that. I want it to just roll over like a kind of Pringles rolling down a hill, basically. So let's go back into here. Let's flip this one, this axis here on the rotation rate. Let's try the first one instead at 180. Press compile, press save. Let's have a little look. There we go. So now, it doesn't look like much, but it is actually rotating on this axis, and I kind of have to have some skill and not fall off it to make it to the other side. Yeah, like that. If I stand on it, it's gonna, I said, if I stand on it, it's gonna pretty quickly throw me off. Okay, so hopefully now we're seeing how we can use platforms, some blueprints with some rotating components in to make this just a little bit more challenging. Okay, in the next video, I'm going to show you how we can just make it look a bit prettier with some materials, some colours.